This is Release the Old Mindset by the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
And we are home, and in speaking and reminding us in learning Hebrew, Sheen Lamed Mem Sofit. It's been a long time since I've talked to you personally, individually, in this manner. It's been on my mind for quite some time to do this, but I had not done so. Today is that blessed day whereby you can hear me as I say at least 3 or 4 things that are very, very important for you in your salvation. The first thing that I would like to express to you is I'm on a fast, and I certainly thank Yahweh for Yahweh, for each of you that have elected, chosen to go on a fast also. We're on a water fast, those who choose to do so, from 8 a.m. this morning until 8 a.m. next Monday morning, or this coming Monday morning. I repeat that this is not required of any soul listening to my voice, either in this city or any other place around the country. All of the brothers here at this institution have elected to fast with me, and all of us together. I did not allow Brother Ahinadab to fast because he had already starved to death once, and I wouldn't want his condition to be weakened or be reactivated by this process. Once again, I repeat, you should not do this unless it's what you want to do. We who have volunteered to fast these 8 days are doing it for my release from this institution. Now, for you who are really spiritually attuned, you know, understand, and realize that I'm already free. Not only am I not bound, I'm incapable of being bound. The only restriction that I have is a physical one of my physical body. But my spirit cannot be bound, as you witness me speaking to you now. My mind cannot be bound, as you witness at this moment. So when you fast and pray for my release, if you don't understand, and even if you do understand, you're praying for your own release, because you are the one who is bound. And when you are bound, then you don't see things clearly. You don't understand clearly. And it presents a great problem for you and your spirit to be free. I would like to remind you and go over for a second Isaiah chapter 61. Isaiah chapter 61, and I believe it's verse 1. I'm going to read this to you, and if you have a Bible, that's good. You can read along with me. The reality is the Spirit of the Lord God, Yahweh, is upon me. I can tell you of a surety that I already have the victory. I got the victory last night. Wendy got the victory last night. Absolutely have the victory. I'm going on the next 7 days from today. I'm going on these days all in great joy. In times past, I have fasted and prayed, seeking something for repentance or for whatever other than a joy, always seeking. This time, I'm fasting and praying, fasting in a rejoiceful state, in an extremely blissful state, a high state. I already visualize what I want him to say. I'm already visualizing. I'm visualizing what I want to happen. And I already not only affirm it, I receive it. I accept it. And I understand the power of Genesis 11:6. That those of us who volunteer, then we actually win. When we volunteer, we become one. That's why I'm very, 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 very adamant in letting you know you don't need to get on this fast because someone else has or because you think I want you to. No. It should be strictly something you want to do and for your own freedom. What we're really fasting and praying for is the release of our nation, the nation of Yahweh. We've been held by others in this country for 437 years. We've been held under the mark of the beast for 5,995 years. Some of you are still waiting on the mark to come. Someone to mark you in your physical hand and mark you on your physical forehead. When in reality, you were born under the mark. And you've been under the mark for, as I said earlier, 5,995 years and have not known it. Your hand has already been marked these last 400 years since you've been in this country. You've been unable to do anything for yourself without his permission. What is his mark? His mindset. You have Lucifer's mindset, and you need to pray and fast for that to be released from his mindset. So many have strayed away from, if they ever were in, what I teach. And they're in your midst and around you even now. But, again, this fast is to be released from the old man, the old mindset, in every form. And being that old mindset is very subtle, and more subtle than any beast of the field, then what you'll find yourself doing is making compromises to please the ways of this world. And that's just a part of the old mindset. So you need a release from that. And you're in prison from that. I want you to know that I've already overcome, and I can tell you that in John chapter 2, verse 14. I have written unto you, fathers, because ye have known that you've known him from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because you are strong, and the word of Yahweh abideth in you, and you have overcome the wicked one. So in verse 15, here's what you must do. How do you overcome the wicked one? Love not the world. Whose world? His world. Love not his world, neither the things that are in this world. That's what many of you love, is the things that's in this world. If any man love the world, then the love of the Father is not in him. The love of my Father, Yahweh, is just not in you. And I'm not going to jump on you with the external things that you do that proves you love this world. But they're incongruent. Some of you think loving this world equates a car or a house or shoes or something like that. But we're talking about the absolute mindset. What are some of the things of this world? Sport, play, television, movies, the things of this world. Whatever the ideas that he uses to capture your attention and cause you to work to help him maintain his civilization, which is atheistic civilization. Those of you that love Yahweh are spiritual, and you love spiritual things. Does that negate a house? No. Does that negate food? Of course not. But if you don't understand his world versus your world, then as you begin to study your name in Hebrew and begin to understand the words that comprise your name in Hebrew, then you will understand better what I'm talking about. Now, also I mentioned a moment ago, Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God, Yahweh, is upon me. And you need the Spirit of Yahweh upon you. Because the Lord Yahweh has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. when you learn your name and come into the power of your name, you will preach good tidings also. As long as you sit back and feel that I'm the only one that is anointed with the Spirit of Yahweh, then you are still blind, deaf, dumb, ignorant, and dead to the power. In other words, you may walk around in the form of Yahweh while you're denying these powers that come from your name and from knowledge of your name. That's where it is. And only you can learn the song that I'm teaching. And when I say you, I'm speaking of those who choose to be among the 144,000. It's strictly choice, just as you would choose to fast. You can't help me. You can only help yourself. I can help myself. I don't need you to help me. But you need plenty help, because you're the one that's bound. I'm not bound. All your prayers can't bind me, and all your prayers together can't unbind me. That's my power and my authority. And I'm here to give you power to become. That's what John chapter 1, verse perhaps 10, verse 12. I come to give you the power. Let's go to John chapter 1, verse 12. But as many as receive me, it is to you that I give power to become the sons of Yahweh, even to you that believe on my name. Your name comes from my name. So if you say you believe on my name and don't know your name, then you don't know who I am. As I've been teaching you for years, when you find out who you are, then and only then can you possibly know who I am. So if you don't know your name, you don't know me. If you don't have the knowledge of your name, you can't live your own attributes. Your name contains your attributes. Your name contains your power. So here I am, ready to give you the power to become the sons of Yahweh. But instead of you becoming, you are looking at me in awe and sitting there trusting in the knowledge that I possess instead of coming into the power that I'm offering you. This is what it is to become one. How can you become one with me and my Father as I am with my Father unless you come into the knowledge of your name? Because that's the only thing that connects you to me is your name. And only when you begin to study and master your name can you understand Yahweh. That's my name. Yahweh, Bethel, Sophie, Yahweh. You can't understand any other way. Okay? There's no other way for him to understand.